unmute us all. Hi everyone, D&D stream low-key energy because everybody's tired.
I'm not tired.
You're tired, shush.
I'm tired, man.
You will be.
I'm high on pizza and sugar-free Mountain Dew, so I'm going to be buzzed for the entire evening.
Oh boy.
No, you won't.
I was going to say that we can also preface this with that we will have a kind of spotty schedule for the next month, basically, since summer vacations, birthdays, and everything. So the next 2 Saturdays will not be a gaming Saturday, and after that we'll see how everyone has.
Yeah, basically just keep an eye on the channel and you'll see when D&D is going to be up on a Saturday. But yes, just keep in mind there's going to be some breaks in the schedule because we always said prioritize personal life first. So,
Nonsense.
What? It's as if we have live or something outside of this.
How dare you have lives?
Right?
You damn socialists.
I mean, it's not like we're socializing because we want to or anything.
No.
I have to.
I am here literally because I want to apparently play a 1 meter 50 tall barbarian who zaps things. So there you go.
I just want to die, man.
Yep. But yeah, alright, we are good. We are ready to go. Everything looks green.
Yes.
Shall we start?
Yes. Last session ended with the group having to face a surprise foe, a Githyanki raiding party. One of their skippers flying in and assaulting them while they were en route to Athkatla. A hard-fought battle with lots of losses on their side. Primarily their orc sailor companions. Only one survived, Lubuk.
And absolutely nothing else happened.
No, clearly not.
No, I totally didn't throw their captain overboard.
No, why would you? That would be rude.
Right?
But anyway.
I mean, him stabbing me was also kind of rude.
Yes.
Oh,
But
fine.
in the fray, May got struck down by said captain, going unconscious. And in the aftermatch, after the battle, as she was healed and turned right side up, they saw that she had lost her nose in the bloody battle. Sitting almost catatonic and staring out from the side of the ship, while everyone else was trying to support her and basically try and prepare the bodies of the orcs as the ship slowly started to descend to the ocean surface to give the sailors a proper burial at sea, wrapped up in tarp and with their weapons at hand, as Gromsh would want them.
The Gith just played an advanced game of Got Your Nose.
Yes,
Okay.
you could say that. And now, with the orcs gently roped down to the surface of the water and set free, the ship is starting to ascend again ever so slowly. Lubuk is spending his time in the normal mess hall, mourning, and Nagathrod has invited all of you into the officers' quarters because he assumes that you have some questions regarding the nature of your aerial foe.
Mm-hmm. Do we need the other map for this, or?
Only if you wish to.
I think it's...
Too late.
Well,
I mean, I can always drag us back. It takes like a second to fix that.
no!
We could go to the warp map. Excuse me.
Runes in your own seat.
What did you say about
Hey.
RuneScape?
No, I was apparently sitting on his lap.
Well, you always were close to each other.
I mean, usually it's
Hi,
that
Moon.
Kitty is sitting on human's lap, but you know, in
Oh.
Soviet Faerun.
Yep.
Let's just say that they have a primal animalistic kinship,
Yes.
or something like that.
Yes. Let's go with that. It's like I can't think of anything better and cleverer than that. I'm gonna go with that.
Yes.
Either way, as May steps in, her face is covered by a mask made out of cloth.
You okay, May?
Do I look okay to you?
It's just nice to ask.
Mika just rolls her eyes. She's just lost her nose, and of course she's not fine.
Yeah, about that. I don't exactly know what happened because, you know, I went onto the other ship and that was useful. I'm so glad that I did that and left you guys to suffer. Sorry about that.
It's. I mean, to me it's fine, but I can't speak for the group.
We lost a lot of sailors, a lot of death, and nearly lost one of our own. It's rough.
Yes, I wish I could say that I apologize for this, but I did not foresee the Githyanki striking as they did. They have a hatred for my kind, you could say. And it's not like I don't understand that hatred. But, well, this time it struck poorly for them. And the last bit is said almost with a bit of happiness in his voice that their attack did go poorly for them. But the loss of our brave friends, and he looks at the side of the ship, is very sad. And I am sorry that you got maimed, May. I wish I could do something for you, but the most I can offer is a veil, or perhaps maybe help you carve some kind of mask.
I'm sure I'll grow back.
Not everybody gets a second growth spurt like you, Beryl.
I'm talking about the nose.
I know.
My nose didn't grow.
No, but everything that you did.
You've been watching me bathe, boy.
I saw. I literally saw you grow over the course of a couple of days.
Second growth spurt.
That's what I said.
But look,
Never
I'm
mind.
sure the nose.
I mean, maybe there's a magical way of doing it, because magic seems to be able to do a lot of stuff.
Speaking of which, how long till we get to Athkatla?
About 24 hours now.
Okay, that might be quick enough. I don't know exactly how it works, but I know that there are temples around, at least in Krimor, if not Athkatla. We could potentially seek some divine assistance, maybe?
Sure. Bro just sort of exasperates and throws his hands in the air. Sure. Now it's also divine intervention that can apparently help.
I mean, people pray for things to happen all the time. Sometimes it happens, sometimes it doesn't.
Let's just
Depends
say...
how busy my schedule is.
Bro just sort of looks into the distance and gets to one of these 1,000-mile stares. It's like... Sometimes there's things you see that just... make you not believe in the gods anymore?
Oh, there are many things. But then there are also things that happen that do make you believe in them. Like Mrs. Underdark over here somehow throwing out heals and radiant damage. It's strange, but nice.
I mean, you expect me to know how that works?
Well,
tends
I don't know it. I don't really know how it works. It just goes. And I mean, you can throw all kinds of elements all of a sudden.
I mean, apparently I'm not fully human, so apparently
Yeah,
that is...
saying that, but that makes you maybe a bit of a god as well, maybe?
Please
So you don't believe in yourself?
Please don't call me that. That just seems like an insult if they do exist.
Alright, god. Look at your swings.
Does a lightning bolt strike me down right now?
Nagathral just slowly blinks and says that our kind does not put much faith in your so-called gods. We value more the power behind what they represent. Anything can be considered a god if it's powerful enough in your way of thinking. If it's up to all of you if you want to believe in such things or not.
Well, considering how I gained my powers, I wouldn't be surprised if gods are real. Like,
Brun just sort of chimes
seems fairly similar.
Brun chimes into that, and considering the things I've seen, I wouldn't be surprised if they didn't.
Can we focus on the matter at hand, Paul? May turns to Athrod and asks, main question is, how did those things find us? And we'll be there more.
He looks at Micah and then back at you and says, I did some digging into the information that one of the Fallen had, and I managed to find their current base of operation. It is a group of isles to the south of us. So while we are technically sailing closer, I do not think that they will be of more problem than they currently are. And for how they find us, well, I know they have plenty of diviners, trained wizards, scouting for riches, treasures, objects of value that might further their decadent goals. And a spelljammer is, well, truly something to, if they could, lay claim to.
Oh, that's great. So we're on a flying
pirates.
target.
Course.
You did say they were rare, so it makes sense.
Now, what I saw when I investigated was a quite, well, I wouldn't say massive, because I know they have bigger resources if they are on a true warpath, but a sizable adamantium fortress place in the Nelanther Isles, which seems to be their current base as they hunt for my kin.
May raises her eyebrows a bit and mentions, we are very far away from Nelanther Isles. Did that small boat really just travel all the way here?
He looks at May and says, how much do you know about planar travel?
May face bumps and just gasps. Oh, my lord.
So through the stuff that I'm apparently made of? What?
Well, and he looks at you and cocks his head and says, you could technically say that everyone is made out of planar matter, but basically there's several layers, several different planes existing all at once, and Githyanki raiding parties might use the astral plane as a traveling road to reach their destinations. Since time does not move there, they don't need to stock up on food, they don't need to do any of the sort of things you usually have to do in preparation for a long journey. They just have to go in there and then go out, do what they want and get back.
A buff game, real quick, I'm just gonna have to say this. Oh, hi, Warhammer 40,000. Sorry, had to.
Goddamn warp gates.
Right? Sorry, I had to, sorry. Go on.
Next thing you know, there's demons pouring out.
Oh, crap, please don't.
Oh no, that's gonna be because of Moon, not anyone else.
Also, a quick tidbit about my own world. I actually took the same concept into my portal travel too.
Oh,
so yeah,
fun.
Portals are unstable because you can always get invaded by creatures in that realm.
Oh, fun.
Which is why there are no real portals in my world. Very rare.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Yes. So
Just let them invade, lol.
Well, of course there are Hellgates, but you know,
Yep.
those are classics.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Anyway.
again, he looks at all of you gathered and says, is there anything else you want to ask about that?
I got one practical question. Only
Yes.
one of our people is like a trained sailor. How are we going to manage a boat this big with 3 crew down?
He sighs and says very carefully,
Oh, fun. My best way of doing things. He basically looks at the hands.
as
May turns and says, "You learn. I learned, so you'll learn."
Well, no time like the present.
I did not. I would really wish to not enter Athkatla, but with only Lubok left, I'm hard pressed in finding more crew members as you leave off.
We'd better sail down and land on the water and travel the rest of the way traditionally. And you might want to take up your disguise again as we get closer.
Why are you sailing to Athkatla if you don't want to enter the city?
Us, I think.
Well, we were just tagging along to act as muscle.
There are no major cities nearby either.
My main goal was getting this, and he basically again pets the helm that he's sitting in, and the getting to Athkatla was more of a means to an end.
Okay.
Restocking the crew and sailing off once again.
Yes.
So how often do you have to hire on new crew? This is just me being curious.
Well, the last time we encountered difficulties was about 7 months ago. After that, I hired on my current members. Lost one since, but the 4 I had has been going strong. Well, had been going strong until now. They were good, but albeit somewhat simple folks. They will be missed.
Bruin just bows his head for a moment.
How many days until we arrive?
24
already.
hours. Yeah, you took 24 hours, you said. A full day.
Yes.
Full day.
What time is it right now?
It's about 1 p.m.
Okay. Well,
Alright.
Bruin stands up. I have no further questions. I'm just gonna sit on the deck for a bit.
And Moon's gonna go back to the He's not actually gonna say anything at this point, but he's gonna just go to the bow of the ship and watch.
What do your kitty eyes see?
Water,
Yes.
clouds, seagulls.
Salt.
What, you found the dwarf?
Aye, laddie.
Yar, I be salt, yar.
Get me water.
Yes, Moon Salt Pelt, his new name.
Oh man, how, whatchamacallit, damn it, I have to think how to phrase this. How matted is Moon's pelt looking by now?
I knew you were gonna say mattered.
It's a bit crusty, you could say. It's like someone spilled a bowl of salt on a cat, basically. No, but it's a bit rugged, to say the least. He needs a good brushing.
Not it!
Moon will make sure none of you are it.
And then at night, Moon in his bunk just sort of, gosh, freaking damn salt. Just trying to brush it out. Anyway, I was on deck, so.
Yes. So, Beryl and May, Mika, because I think we already heard from Moon and Brun.
Bell asks Athrod about the astral plane. Like, your set time is irrelevant.
Yes.
So, say you're bleeding pretty bad, and you head to the astral plane. Do you die?
No, it does not stop you from dying, but it will stop you from dying of age. It will stop you from growing or changing due to the time. But if you have a bleeding wound, it will continue to bleed. So you would need some other way of stopping it. Most likely a magical way of stopping it.
Do you heal?
As said, by magic.
Very strange. I've heard bad things about magic. We're not to trust it. I'm sorry, it's sort of a voice in the back of my head. Sometimes I hear it, and they're not very keen on magic.
I'm on the deck, though.
Well, there it is. If you hear it, you can hear him scream.
I don't understand magic.
I don't like it. I don't trust it.
That's a very, very tiny voice. Aye.
No, my third growth spurt.
Yes.
Mika is just looking around, looking at May, a little worried. Yeah, about the nose. Are there any clerics or something in Athkatla,
yes.
Athkatla in the city? My elfin tongue cannot pronounce this.
Yes, there's plenty of clerics.
Jokes on you, it's an elven city. What?
It's one of those snooty high elves, isn't it?
There's plenty of clerics in the city of Coin dedicated to Wowkeen, but their services does not come cheaply.
I see. Well, she rubs her wound. Says, "Well, I could probably, at some point, should go to a cleric of some sorts as well, but it's not as dire as me. Nice one.
I see. I am not needed.
Oh, there goes Bill.
So barrel rolls out the door.
Yep.
Avoids us.
Magic ring!
But is there a reason why you don't want to go to this city? Or is it just a waste of time? If that's the problem.
The more people in a city, the more divine attuned, the higher the risk that I might be revealed in a inopportune way, and thus not risking my own life. I'd rather keep away from those kinds of places as good as I can. And with the Shadow of Thieves' presence in it, I'm, well, going to do my best to stay on the down low from them.
Well, you can always ask us to go look for new crew members, so you can stay on the ship.
That would be very kind of you. I am going to have a talk with Lubbock after all of you are done here. I feel he's in need of a raise.
Not just a race.
Yes, a promotion to first hand.
That's not what I meant. He's probably
No.
gonna need some counseling.
That's kind of messed up. You think about it. That like on your resume has to have PTSD from several attacks and be the only surviving crew member.
So how did you get your promotion? Well, I have this cudgel of justice.
All my friends died.
Right?
Well, the usual.
Yeah, right. Holy crap.
That's one way to work your way on the ranks.
Yep.
It was
The
just
only way. What?
it was just a simple shipping exercise.
Yeah.
Well,
so,
that's me done. All right.
so May, do you want to say or do
Oh.
anything to Nagathrod?
Just a second. Something you all should know right now. Completely out of the game.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently, currently, Steam Age of Wonders 3 is 100% off.
Age of Wonders, huh? Okay.
Yeah, Age of Wonders 3, 100% off, meaning it's free
Yep.
until 15.
Not being sponsored by Steam.
Nope.
By saying this.
Yeah, we're not sponsored
No.
by Steam. We're just it's just
Yeah,
a giveaway.
no, just one of my friends mentioned, so.
There you go.
no.
Age of Wonders now on my main display because I currently can't do window capture because Discord. Whatchamacallit?
Get it while it's hot.
OBS is weird.
Yeah,
okay.
it's.
OBS
Yeah.
thinks you're weird.
No, you weird!
Yes, there we go. Ugh. Whoops.
Yeah. Anyways, back to the game.
Yes.
Where were we?
We're about to get killed by more monsters.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah, no, I was going to say,
Release the Kraken.
Oh
Yeah,
God,
so-
please no.
not exactly a spoiler for today's session, but with our time and energy levels, I am not planning an encounter unless you force one, of course, because, I mean, if you do force my hand, then of course it will happen. But
Road
yeah.
attacks Nagathrod and Lubbock. Very good.
Yeah, exactly. Like, so, okay, so let's see here. Yeah, no, but anyway. So Nagathrod looks over at Yume and telepathically asks, "So, I saw something more in your history, and this injury seems rather ill-opportune to you specifically. How are you coping
May makes a few explorated movements and just yelps, "I don't know, okay?" And storms off. Totally not having issue.
Of course not. Why would you? And left alone in the dining room is just Nagathro sitting like a confused middle-aged dad. Yes. So anyway, Beryl, where did you go after your part of the discussion?
He's tweaking his twang.
I was going to say, so is that the use? That's the thing that you call it nowadays.
Yes.
He's just messing with his crossbow, man. He needs to shoot properly.
Fucking work on the reload time. I can nail no.
Exactly.
So, as you are doing that, you feel... Yeah.
Maybe add a bag underneath with bolts in there.
Hi, I thought you didn't like cringy humor.
This is not cringy. This is
cringy to the top. Holy crap.
This is suggestive.
It's awkward.
I was half expecting that would just be another Warhammer reference with just more bolters. But yes.
The Warhammer is rising.
Yes. I mean, Beryl already has one. Anyway.
Yep.
As you are tweaking your twang there, Beryl,
That's good.
You can feel a wave of emotions emanating from thirst. A almost lonely feeling, like as if it's feeling alone and slightly terrified still, like almost overwhelmed by something.
Oh boy, why did I leave my helmet? I don't know where he left it, but let's just say he has it.
Yeah, there's nothing stopping you from actually just having the helmet on.
Yes, there is. There's like a deck and some stairs and right under my hammock. Hard to say, but let's just say he has it because it's Bell.
Yeah.
Pulls it out of his beard.
Beer of holding, yes.
Yeah. Puts on the helmet and what is it now?
After the bloodbath we saw, you asked whom I serve and how I became impaled in him. Do you truly wish to know?
Well, now I'm just curious. Let's have it then.
I need a stronger bond with you in order to show you that.
Well, that's interesting. I guess I gotta stab more things then, eh?
Oh, fun.
Yourself.
Oh, stab what?
That's kind of counterproductive. Do I need to stab myself to a tree or how is
Wow.
It will strengthen the bond.
This certainly escalated quickly.
Wow.
Strange way of deepening the bond.
Holy crap.
Bell's just going through some things, don't worry.
Mentally or physically.
And something's maybe going through him, go figure.
Yeah, and technically the blade could not ever be more bonded than when it's inside you, so kind of makes sense.
These voices are making a lot of sense. How much blood is this gonna cost me?
Hard to say. So long since back at full Memories shown you. Bygone glory.
Convenient. Alright, give me a moment.
Oh boy.
Bell's gonna try and take some precautions here. Where is my spellbook?
Before
In your beard?
turns.
Hey,
Bill
remember
turns
that
to
one
a
time when
mummy?
Moon was told that he shouldn't keep secrets?
Yeah, that was told to Moon. Beryl, however, is a different character.
I could just imagine Bill walking on deck, just stabbing himself, like, oh, that hits the spot. Oh no, bad girl, not too much. You're sucking me dry.
All I mean is that things seem to be repeating themselves.
You don't say.
Oh God.
Oh, why are you so thirsty?
Slow
Thirsty
down,
for
woman.
many reasons.
It's
I
definitely
honestly
been a
had
while.
no idea where you guys get this impression of Bell. Alright, so can I cast Beacon of Hope on myself?
Let's see. I just have to remember what it does.
Where is Bill at this point, anyway?
I always mistype that as Bacon of Hope.
Sounds about right.
I mean,
It's a close second.
Who
Yes, you
summoned
can-
Goku?
You can target yourself with it, yes. It's a concentration spell, though, so if you go unconscious, it no longer works.
Oh, fun.
Then I just have to stay conscious and almost die.
Yeah,
That sounds
I
like
like
the
the
plan.
subtle hint there.
Well, this is going to turn into DMC5 all over again.
Oh no. Oh no.
I mean, you don't even need to say 5, it's just all of them.
Well, usually it's someone else stabbing Dante, though, so, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. If I'm going to go through with this, I need to ask a question outside of the game.
Yeah?
This is going to cost me hit points?
Yes, it is.
Okay. Then
Who would
I
have
will
guessed?
have to heal myself first.
As I say, nothing is stopping Beryl outside of Beryl from, like, asking from, say, like, supervision from someone or anything, if you feel like this might be...
Well, I see quells in the area. I'm sure everything will be fine.
Well then.
Which form is Quell currently in? Michael?
Sprite.
Okay, so it is not the more jackassery of versions.
No, he's
I mean,
he's pretty chill.
Still sassy.
He's probably still gonna laugh at Bill if something bad happens.
Still sassy.
Okay, so we haven't had a
No, you have not had a rest since. You could have if you wanted to, but you spent a time tending to the bodies of the orcs.
Okay, then I cast a Cure Wounds on myself. That's my last level.
That ain't bad.
Good enough. And Bill looks to Quell. You might want to get me Mika for this. I'm just going to be over here doing some things.
Eh?
Is that Mika already?
Yes.
Oh,
Apparently.
perfect. Good work,
Yes.
Quell.
That's,
Just materialize its master.
that's funny because I see Mika over here.
I am in between dimensions.
Again?
We don't talk about the double Mikas.
Don't try to understand it.
Damn it!
So-
Why is my nose bleeding? Why does my head hurt?
Damn you and your magic.
Talks to Mika. This might get a little weird, but don't worry about it. And he slices his arm with the blade and keeps the blade in the slice.
Okay.
Can Mika say something before you RP?
I've already done it.
Yeah, you already did it. It's like, well, if you really don't like this group, you can say so, but that seems a little drastic.
No, this is a better option, trust me.
Oh god! Oh god!
That hurts way more than it should.
Oh my
oh,
god!
so
Ow.
much. Oh,
Oh boy.
okay, so back to the ritual suicide. Okay, so
Oh right, that's where we're at. Oh god. Woo.
okay, yeah, so it obviously hurts like a motherfucker. Roll me a con save to see how well you handle this, Pearl. Because this is
Nat 1.
I wasn't gonna
hurting.
say it. I was thinking it.
Let's go, Nat 1.
Oh, that's a single digit.
Oh god, this was a
Yeah, so you slip into something more comfortable, like a coma. Basically, so Micah, you see
Yeah?
Bert says, "Well, didn't trust me. This is a better option," and just slices his arm open and just falls down to the ground.
You mean what? The...
What
So-
do you mean a bad idea?
And here,
That one.
it's glorious, really. So here, I should almost ask everyone but Velle to mute themselves because this.
Yep.
So, Beryl, you thrust the sword almost through your arm, it feels like. You're not quite sure how deep you actually cut it, but the pain is overwhelming. But that's not all you feel. You feel a strange sensation as your consciousness almost seems to be sucked into the weapon itself.
Sounds like regret.
Everything around you goes dark, goes black. And your eyes open. And in front of you, you see, and I'm lowering the volume because that was way louder than I wished to be. And in front of you, you see the battlefield you have seen now so many times in your dreams. You can see the clashing armies. You can see a Shardalon flying in the skies above, but this time you can see him fighting something. Spells being flung, hitting his hide. Roars of anger emanating from him. Gusts of fire emanating from the wounded areas on him. Gouts of flame trying to drown whatever he's fighting, flying around near him. And you can see Resmir, your ally, your superior, your rival, fighting with something among the crowd in front of you. It moves quickly, too quickly, quicker than you've seen any mortal man move. You don't know if he's mortal or not. The soldiers around you are battering you as good as they can. And suddenly you see Resmi just falling down to the ground, impaled on her own weapon. Standing above her is a person that you have seen before, fighting for the enemy's side, holding her blade, and now looking around the battlefield and sees you. Walking towards you, you can see him just casually block blows from your side's soldiers. Above you can hear a Shardalon roar with anger and pain. But he seems... No, that can't be right. He's retreating. A Shardalon is flying back to the fortress. And you can see the glowing runes in the bone-white pillar jutting up from the fortress, emanating with the power to open the portal back to the astral plane. And a Shardalon flying into it above. Left behind is just a pointed, bony white finger stretched out to the sky as a insult almost to the gods. And you can see Sedok walking towards you, ever so closer. You can feel emanating from Thirst this just primal fear, this dread. This is the same dread that you felt when you tried to pry into her before. What happened? What caused this? What caused her to be impaled in a former user? And suddenly he's upon you. A fierce duel breaks out. Blows being exchanged, but he He seems to be healing from his wounds. You do not. And with a flourish, he disarms you. You have never felt so powerless before, as he grabs Thirst and pushed up against the bone tower. He impales you with his sword. The last thing you can see is just his smile as he leaves you there, impaled on the bone-white, almost tree-like structure, as he continues on, hacking and slashing his way through your ranks. And above in the sky, you can see to the memory, somewhat vaguely familiar shape, but to you, a very familiar shape flying. The one that was dueling with Ashardalon. And you can see, as all of the soldiers have seen Ashardalon retreat, ranks starting to break, morale falling apart. And as the lives flow from your blood, and as life starts to leave your body, everything goes black. And
Do I wake up yet?
Yes, with a very concerned Micah standing above you.
Standing? Arms crossed, weakness disgusts me. Are you alright, Bill? What? Why?
I think I need to pay a monthly fee or something to see the rest of that series.
Please subscribe to Battlefield Facts.
You're looking through memories, I suppose?
Bill looks at his arm. How does it look?
It's slightly more black than you remember it.
It'll grow back, right?
Well, your link, so to speak, which enables you to speak to Thirst, is broken, but a soothing feeling emanates from it, as if trying to cheer you up almost, but still with an undertone of fright and like just terrifying, like over the memories that you just saw. It does not seem like that's something that Thirst likes to revisit.
Well, I just had the most fabulous history lesson, and you know what? I think I need to rest. My arm is kind of, well, it looks a bit, what's the word?
It's definitely not. That's not a healthy color, for as far as I can tell.
No.
Well, I was gonna say it's definitely not looking good, but the coloration is odd, but you can't exactly smell that almost sickly sweet tinge you can get from rotting meat, but it's not looking good.
Did he happen to lose much hit points?
Oh yes, you're down to 1.
Ooh.
Maybe you should let me have a look at you.
Yeah, that sounds. I just gotta sit down. Oh, that's weird.
9 hit points extra.
You feel slightly better.
That's not gonna do it.
Yeah, let me help you to a bed. I'll take care of you, idiot.
Why does the ground move so weird? Like back and forth and back. And
It's because we're on a ship.
I hear something like churning butter. Why are we on a ship?
Just get downstairs.
Why are there stairs on a ship? You're not making any sense.
Well, neither did you studying yourself like that. or cutting, or
It was an experiment.
testing a theory. I get it.
Exactly.
Get your ass to bed.
Yes, Mom.
Well. So how long has this all taken?
For all of you,
Uh-huh.
like 20 seconds at most.
Okay.
From him losing conscious and getting back in.
Okay.
But what Bell experienced, you could say, felt like it took about like 5-6 minutes at most.
Alright.
It was a part of that history, so to speak.
Well, Mika's gonna look him over. Actually, try to investigate his arm, if possible.
Yes.
What would I have to roll for that?
Medicine.
Am I a medicine woman?
Are you?
Another nat one. No, 4.
Close.
I mean, the arm is still attached, so that's a good sign. And it's probably not good that it's kind of blackish. I don't remember him having that coloration before. But, I mean, it's currently not bleeding that badly after the healing, and
Does it
time
feel weird as I touch it?
it's
Like,
a bit
is it-
cold, but that's probably nothing.
That's probably just Bale's mood.
Look, Mika has no idea how warm dwarves tend to be.
Don't want to know. Oh well.
So, Moon and Brun and May, what are all of you doing?
Brun's just on the deck. Since they're back up in the air, he's just finding his happy place again.
The Moon's still just sort of staring over the bow of the ship, contemplating what the damn hell they've just experienced in the past few days.
Okay.
May just in her own made isolation.
So, are you laying in your bunk or are you somewhere else?
May is next to her bunk, but fiddling with her equipment.
Okay, so she would be there when Micah and Barrel stumbles into the
Yep.
bed.
Looking at Belle like, oh, what did he do this time?
Well, the usual. Cutting himself with a blade in the arm, and yeah, well, he needs a rest.
There's a connection. And it is beautiful.
Sure, let's go with that.
So,
yeah.
I was gonna say, unless there's anything that any of you want to do then for a few hours, we can jump forward to evening.
Short rest. Woo, I'll take it.
Yes, you may have a short rest.
I'm at down half my HP. I would like a short rest to regen some.
Oh yes, you are clearly the worst off.
I mean, 'cause if something else happens, somebody needs to be the beefcake.
Yeah, funnily enough.
That's fine.
Funnily enough, Moon teleported onto the ship with one person on it that got squished in less than one attack. Doesn't have any damage to heal.
Yeah,
Funny how that works.
Imagine that.
Oh,
Let's see. 6, 5, 4, and I'm now down to. Hang on, whoops.
Go.
5, 9, okay, that's.
Well, I'm still at full HP, so I'm fine.
Yep, I've used 3 of my dice.
Yes. Oh yeah, you critted him to death. Yeah.
Also, I will take a moment to now prepare, and he will basically in that short rest time, Brim will pick up his new shield and his battle axe as well. Oh, and he'll basically grab his great axe as well, just to have his whole loadout with him.
Okay.
And he's on the deck now, prepared.
So,
Are you though?
He hopes he is.
Insert Illidan.
yeah. While you are having your little moments of isolation, a few of you grabbed some potions and such from the wreck of the ship down beneath,
Mm-hmm.
and could spend some time investigating those if you so wish.
Brun would have handed those off. Let's see, party loot. Brun would have handed off the. Let's see, where did I put them? Oh yeah, there's this Soubar greatswords that we picked up. Hang on, looking through the list. Did it not save? Hang on.
Did
Where?
you enter it on your own?
I didn't.
Like-
I didn't party loot, and I did save. Hang on. I know there was a green gem. That would have gone off to Mika.
Yeah, Mika took it.
Why the heck? Could you remind me then what was in there, because I edited it and then I saved it and apparently it didn't save.
There was the green gem. There was 3 vials.
Yep.
There was the chair, which obviously Athro has.
We gave that one away, so I'm not gonna.
And I think that was it from the Dragon Turtle.
Yeah, but what were the files though? I totally don't remember, because I put it in the list and I forgot about it.
Well, all I've got noted is my 200 pounds of seawater.
Yeah. Wow.
What?
Yeah.
In case you ever need some salt water.
It will come in handy, I guarantee it.
Yeah.
I mean,
well,
and suddenly in there all your rations are gone, so there's that.
who would you have handed
yeah,
off the potions to?
Probably Beryl or Mika, because, you know, magic people. What?
Well, you're made of magic as well.
Yeah, but he doesn't know magic, he's just made of this stuff.
You're throwing magic around, dude.
Yep, but that doesn't mean he knows what those things are.
Okay.
But, you know, he would have handed that stuff off. I just don't know what the potions are anymore. It hasn't been saved. I'll just click this to save. That apparently saves now. Okay, good to know. Any DM help? Because we have a tech difficulty.
I'm trying to look through our history to see which potions or such you took.
Okie dokie.
Yep.
But it's... Yeah. You took the... Remember, I'm trying to remember, did you take the carved ivory statue, brass mug with jade, inlay? Which of those did you take? Because I think you took one of them. Then you took
I think we took the first one.
yeah, so carved ivory statue of a basically raptor-like thing, like a looking like a dinosaur basically.
No, I remember that. Yeah.
And then you took the lone potion of question marks, which when you look at it now, when the person you handed off to looks at it closer, it looks like a transparent liquid which has a part of a fingernail in it almost.
Oh.
But when what?
Oh, good.
When identified, it reveals itself to be a potion of stone giant's strength.
That's interesting. Okay, lone potion of stone giant strength.
Yes,
And we
drinking that. Yeah.
We yoinked one thing from the turtle. I know that much. We got given like a couple of items. We also stole one thing, and I just forgot what that was.
That was another potion that Moon shoved into his back.
That's the one.
Yeah. I
And
forgot to note it down.
Yes,
Oh, God.
it was a greater healing potion.
Okay.
You have a
Because
great
that
idea.
one I remembered, because I wrote it down here that Moon stole one of these.
Okay.
Got it.
Yes. So, Stone Giant Strength Potion, when you drink it, it sets your strength to 23 for an hour.
Dang.
Yep.
If anybody ever wants Brun to go friggin' Obelix on something, then give him that.
On that
It
plus
sets
strength.
it to 23, meaning it could just as well be friggin'
Can be used on anyone because anyone will get a plus 6
Yeah,
strength.
you can give it to Micah and suddenly you have like Hulk Drow.
Micah Smash!
Then we have, for an hour, instead of one strong person, we could have 2 strong.
Yep.
No, you cannot. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if Brun is already like max strength,
Yeah.
like, very high strength, then you just give it to someone else and then you can double.
Yep.
Yeah, I misheard it as he said, we can drink half of it, and like, no, you cannot go splitsies.
It's
Tell
not.
me what to do.
It's not like the worm in the tequila. You can't exactly bite it and split it.
Yeah, so
not
what,
with that attitude.
what you do is you split it and then you set 2 people's strength to 11 and then you get no benefit.
Hey!
Science, bitch.
Because science. We're not sponsored by them, by the way.
Yeah.
Never sponsored.
Sponsored by science. Wait, what?
Right?
That would be a very weird, but fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Never sponsored yet.
Yeah.
Oh god. Sponsored by science. All we have to do is explain how the D&D science works.
Give me an.
All we have to do is explain fantasy magic.
Yeah.
Oh god, no.
And now presenting Professor Brun with his theorem on how magic works.
Oh god, we're all dead.
This is an hour of screaming.
What the bleep? What the bleep? I don't understand the bleeping heck of this.
Basically. So.
Oh, okay. Just to catch up quickly, I've just found in the chat what the list was.
Oh.
So there was a total of 5 potions. We only grabbed 3, right?
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Yeah, we've got that. Okay. Right. I know what we had now.
Okay. Can you share with me? I'm putting in part loot.
One sec. I'll get part loot.
The potions you grabbed was the Stone Giant potion, Stone Giant Strength, and the stolen Greater Heal. You took you who could take 3 items took the share, the statuette, and
Another potion.
Yeah. The stone was also kind of stolen.
I swear, it's never been more useful to know Draconic.
Yeah. I mean, it pays off to be like linguistics and skill guys from time to time.
Oh yeah.
The barbarian being the skill guy is more of a like unusual case. But
he's also the least equipped to be the skill guy, so you know. But yes.
Fun times.
Man, I still have that foggy mirror in my inventory. Also, that small puzzle blocks. Oh, you know what? Brun's gonna futz with the puzzle blocks while he's having downtime.
Okay. Make an unskilled int check as you're fidgeting with that.
Bronze smash.
12.
Yeah. It's still strangely warm in your hands, this bronze puzzle box. You can't really seem to be getting much headway. You can twist some part of it and push another part, but you can't just get it open. It's intriguing.
You will continue to fidget with that for a while yet.
Yes. So
how to keep Brun busy.
Yeah, you give him a fidget spinner.
I was about to give him a Rubik's Cube. They'll never solve it.
Yeah. So, does Beryl want to share what he had seen, or is that for another later
I think
date?
that's for another time. He's resting for now,
Yes.
trying to gather his thoughts to process them and be able to share them at a later date.
Yes. I was going to say it's a bit out of sync to say this now, but I've had the intention of having a certain basically song as a setup for our sessions, like after your intro music is done, and it's this. That's basically just hyping ourselves up. And I finally managed to get it.
Congratulations.
Yes, it is from a Finnish game developer. Good game, Legends of Grimrock.
Heard of
Right.
that. Heard of that. Not played, but I've heard of it.
I have spread the good word of it every time I can, so I figured much. Anyway, so Moon, do you continue to spend some time alone in the? What were you saying? Were in the?
Battleship.
Yeah. So, looking out over the edge as you're trying to basically process everything that has happened, you can see in the distance what looks like, or what has been, a whale.
Oh, and we're still down in the water at this point, yeah?
You are still down in the water at this point,
Right,
as
okay.
you are within a day off from Athkatla.
Okay.
And you can just see several things swimming around in the water around it, ripping parts of this great beast.
Oh. If I focus on it a bit more, can I discern anything different?
Make a nature check, as you're trying to basically understand what you're looking at.
And there's N. I know nothing.
You just continue with all of the high rollers here. It's some strange beast. It almost looks like one of these, almost looks like the whale, but sleeker, smaller,
Something's moving.
and some black and white coloration as they rip into this whale. Thick blood pouring out of this beast.
That sounds like fun.
Well, that looks horrible. Moon's gonna try and find Athrod and note what's coming up ahead of them and sort of give them a wide berth.
Yeah, you find him still in the officer's mess, still steering the ship seemingly from the helm of the scavenger, despite now apparently sailing on the water. And at your approach, he looks up at you and says, "Yes."
We've got some ocean beasts up ahead. They appear to be having dinner. Might be worth just giving them some space so as to not provoke them.
Yes, that sounds like a good idea. We are not in a position to engage in any kind of combat at this moment.
Indeed. And Moon just walks out, goes back to the battleship.
Before he walks out, though, Athrod catches him and says telepathically, "I think that May could use some support. She seems to have taken quite badly to her injury."
Moon turns back around in the doorway. Not really sure what any of us can do for her, though. I mean, we need to... I mean, the only thing that we can do for her now is... And then he thinks for a second. I've got an idea. It's not going to change anything, but might cause a distraction.
Yes.
He goes to find May.
I was going to say, as you do that, he basically says to you, I do not really know either what can be done. Feelings and comfort has never been my area of expertise.
I'm not great at it myself, but I'll try. He goes to find May.
So, after an hour has passed, where would he find May? Still in the bunk?
No, I'm just imagining that Moon goes off in this small ship, takes an hour to find me.
I'm on
It's
a
because
boat.
she has. I was going to say it's because she crawled down one of the coffers and he. No, my box.
Okay.
Uh,
Yeah, she just casually fell out of one of the portholes.
Yeah.
I'm
She's
done.
small.
Like, screw this ship, I'm out.
Yeah, where would Moon find May?
she's still in the crew quarters.
It goes over to, like, looking around a bit. Takes probably about 10 minutes to get there because he's looking around other areas of the ship first. Finally finds her and just, like, gives her a little knock on one of the uprights holding the hammocks up. I imagine that they're hammocks anyway. I don't know if they actually are.
They are.
Alright, okay. Hey May, want to do something different?
What?
Pulls out a pack of cards. Got these. Fancy a game?
Might as well.
Takes her over to one of the tables. Starts dealing out the deck. So, not actually heard much about your past apart from this salt fella. Care to
You
share?
never asked.
Well, asking now.
It's a long, really long story. Not that interesting.
Well, we've got another half a day, 3/4 of a day until we get to harbour.
Fine. How far back do you want to go?
How far back do you feel comfortable going?
Just a second. I have to dig everything up because this is a bit of a text, as
Oh, boy.
Drop already knows.
Oh boy,
And,
backstory.
Yeah, and going
asked.
into this, going into this, I'm trying to like use this as a distraction to sort of make her mind not focus on the game, so that Moon could potentially win, even though there's nothing at stake.
Oh, you absolute bastard.
I mean.
I bet you one knows.
Oh! Oh god, imagine him actually still loses and has to actually cut off his own. Oof.
Gotcha nose. And it runs off.
Oh,
Yeah, the most extreme game of gotcha ever.
Right? Holy crap, that would be a little overkill.
Mm.
Just a tiny bit.
Nah.
Yep.
That would be when Brun just throws the nose overboard.
I mean, he would basically just take the nose when it's on its back and break like all its bones, you know?
Okay then. May sighs and she actually took the alchemy jar with her and pours herself a drink, takes a long swig of it, and starts talking. Well, as you can already tell, I'm not from around here. I was born far to the east in a relatively small town over at the land called Sholang. My parents were scholars, very successful ones. I, despite being their children, had not a drip of magic in my veins. I always felt like I was a disappointment to them. And
That must have been difficult.
I wasn't even that old when they enrolled me into this monastery of sorts under the tutelage of Yunwei Wong, a local master monk. Never got along with him. He was strict and unbending. Fair, but unbending. So, when I had enough, at the ripe old age of 13, I ran away from home.
That doesn't sound like you at all.
And, well, in my naivety, I didn't expect how tough the world would be. Ended up joining this lovely bunch of people as sort of their mascot of sorts. They were river pirates. You might imagine how that went.
Pirates are always such kind folk. Especially to newcomers.
Yeah. I was happy a short time. But as you might expect, they got caught. Caught and brought to a warlord residing there. She seems to shiver a bit about the memory. Sho Su Wulong. Not a particular fun fellow. As per usual, bloodthirsty, cruel, tyrannical, all about himself, cruel beyond measure. And my companions, the river pirates, sold me to him as an offering for their loyalty to the warlord. They sold me as a slave.
That sounds like fun for you.
I don't think I was even 14.
Okay, let me rephrase. Sounds like a lot of fun for you.
Why, yes. And she seems to tremble a bit and hold her cards even tighter. Clearly this is unpleasant memories for her.
Do remember, May, that you only have to share what you're comfortable sharing.
Well, particular warlord C had a particular penchant on ensuring that his slaves, and especially his wives, wouldn't run away from him, or wouldn't get very far. To mark them as his property, he cut off their noses. I wouldn't have any of it. And due to my earlier training, upbringing, and some cunning I had picked up from the crew around me, and with some help from the other slaves, I managed to escape before anything drastic happened. They underestimated my capabilities. I think I did too. Anyways, being on the run for quite some time, I eventually ran into a wandering drunkard, Ya Shu Chun, who, for whatever reason, saw something, and well, that's a long story in itself, but he took me under his wing, started to teach me the ways of the monk anew, and in our travels we ran one of his old friends, Captain Baxter Williams, as you've heard the name a few times, and the rest is history, as they say. I've been sailing for ever since, for almost 10 years. Seen a lot, laughed a lot, cried a lot, but this, pointing at her face, this is a bad...
You cut out at the end there, Snipe.
Yeah, a bad what?
A bad beat.
Ah.
Well, that's such.
Plus, from her mannerisms and particular pronunciations and whatnot, she clearly starts to be a good deal of tipsy.
Well, that's certainly unfortunate, to say the least, that, well, I didn't expect that this would actually be tied to something as dark as that. I just thought that this would be unfortunate circumstances. That's something that can't be allowed to continue. Were you ever planning to go back? Deal with this person?
Not if I can help it. As I mentioned, Brun, already, you can save everyone. Maid takes another deep swig of her mug. I've seen my fair share of pirates, warlords, tyrants. For everyone that falls, another will take his place.
Yeah, you might not be able to save everyone, but you can certainly do what you can to prevent further damage from the known suspects. Maybe we'll pass by at some point. Maybe we just have a look around. Maybe we have a bit of an invasive look around.
May takes a deeper swig and mentions quite silently, I'd rather fucking...
You cut out a little bit.
I'd rather not.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, if we're in the area, it wouldn't hurt to bring an asshole down a peg, but if you don't want to pursue it, then we don't have to.
Unless it becomes necessary. No. As mentioned, you can save everyone. You choose the people dear to you and hold on to them. Which is why I'm searching for my crew. Seeing if they're okay.
And that's why I've asked you all to be here for me. Because
Indeed.
I need to find out if he's okay. But still, no harm in keeping it in the back of our minds. Just see how it plays out. Things might change. And now that she's quite drunk and heavily down memory lane, let's see if I win.
So, if any of you are proficient in cards, because that is a thing you can be proficient in.
I think I might be.
You absolute bastard, you.
I mean, Blood was entirely honest when you talked to him and he said, well, he wasn't sure who was going to win and he could play, so
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Moon is still proficient in playing card set.
Oh, good.
Yeah, so you can basically roll that with. Are you trying to, now that she's drunk, cheat her by being basically reading her, or how are you trying to?
I'm not trying to like hide cards or anything. I'm literally just trying to gauge what she's holding by her actions.
So that would be basically insight. So wisdom on your card check on skills.
Okay.
Basically, you have a custom 3 free. You can write cards there.
Yeah.
And then for this time, you can use stats wisdom. And then, so May, with you being drunk, are you just basically trying to win by pure luck, kind of? Since you
May is watching Moon for any shenanigans.
Okay, so it's basically, again, playing cards, but with disadvantage since you are drunk.
Yep. Well, I don't have a cards thing.
You can do an unskilled whiz check, but we used to apply disadvantage to it.
I'm not checking on cards themselves. I'm watching Moon.
Yeah, that's why I said that, since it's basically you're doing insight. So that's why I said that you can do a unskilled, since you are not skilled in card games that way.
Fair. Never mind.
Wow.
Yeah. So Moon wins. Heavily, clearly.
Wins nothing.
Yeah. Wow.
I mean, how should I put that? The questionable priding beating your drunken beat down friends in card game, like, good on you, I guess.
Hey May, just keep in mind what I said. You might not be able to save everyone, but it can always be fun to get some closure.
May just keep silent and takes another pours out another drink and takes a deep swig. This is clearly out of the realm of drinking for fun.
You know what? You might be drunk, but you're the only one out of us that knows how to sail, so why don't you come topside, show us what to do.
I could do this in my sleep.
Yeah, so come teach us.
That she will.
And yeah, just to clarify, Moon was genuinely wanting to find out more about her, but he also wants to win. He's not just going to lose.
Next to all of that, just Beryl snoring in his bunk bed. Yeah, I was going to say that considering we are aiming for a shorter session, I'm planning to end it as we get to Athkatla and step ashore after short RP.
Works for me.
Thus, basically trying to see, basically doing more RP and backstory on this, rather than advancing more of unknown. Well, besides the reveal of a few possible connections.
Also, for the side note, about the game, Sholang is really, really far away.
Yeah.
Because it's outside of Faerun.
Noted.
Yeah, it's in the Karator?
Yeah, it's almost like, if I'm trying to remember correctly here, it's like South America to Europe.
Pretty much.
Yikes.
Well, more that from Europe to China, pretty much.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Well, teleportation exists.
It's
later
us.
Yeah.
Yes, through
Much later on.
through twisting nether and the warp and all that. That's a great idea. Nobody tell Brun.
Yeah.
Hey, Brun,
Yeah.
pull my finger.
Why? Okay,
No,
sure.
just pull my finger.
Okay.
And then suddenly we just appear somewhere else.
What did you? What? What? Huh? What? How? Huh? Moon, did you use magic on me?
Yes.
Damn it!
Okay, bye, and he just walks away.
Damn it! How do I get home?
Bron finds himself in Australia.
Why is everything trying to kill me?
It's just filled with drows and spiders like, good day, mate.
Drows are Australians because they come from a land down under.
Oh, God.
Yeah, exactly.
All right there, mate. That's going to be an interesting one. And now I can hear the cringe on Phil on the other side of the internet.
Yep.
I think
mate.
he's gone to get a drink or something.
Oh,
But yeah.
good.
We might be sparing him from this cringe.
Oh, good.
We need
cringing so damn.
Charlie to hone his Australian accent.
Why?
Because you're the only drow.
Because you're drow.
Yep.
Oh no.
Ah, yes.
I wouldn't worry about it, mate. You'll get there.
There you go.
I don't,
Yeah, it's
don't
fun because
understand.
we actually have an Aussie here.
Yay!
Yes.
Oh, he's cringing. Amateur hour.
Yeah, secretly plotting all of our murders.
I mean, he is playing Beryl, so you know.
You mean that it's both not a secret, and it also might just be like trying to mail you a cockroach filled with like acid.
Oh God.
Wait, he's invited me for his birthday, so I have to be.
Look out for cockroaches. I mean,
Well, at least we know what the cake will be filled with. Besides,
Oh, God.
Besides probably scorpions or something that's gonna kill us. Maybe.
Yeah, let's not get into what the cake might be filled with.
Marmite. But yes.
Love. Oh God.
Anyway, so
So yeah, I'd gather that for the next sort of hour or so, May just sort of drunkenly tries to show us what the damn hell we're supposed to be doing on topside.
yeah, Lubok has, after a conversation with Nagasero down in the officer's mess, Yeah, you can see that he has been given a. It looks like a studded letter, and basically, like his cudgel has been improved somewhat. It has a metal banding from. You guess somewhere down there was something from a previous first mate, and so he has been promoted.
Well,
Yeah,
you survived. Here's a metal band for your club.
Lubok just comes up the stairs. Da 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 da.
Yeah, exactly.
This be the cudgel of justice.
Oh God!
Work.
Zog, zog.
Yes.
I'm gonna smash you in the face.
Yes, you can do that.
Oh, sorry.
Don't be sorry, that's good.
Yeah.
Zog,
I
zog.
should make an orc at some point.
Have her be funny.
Hey, hey, hey!
Oh gosh, that
Now
one.
it's starting to turn Kermit.
Yes.
Both could go with it. It's not easy being green.
Oh boy.
But yes, it's a somewhat awkward afternoon of sailing with 3, 4, depending on how cooperational Barrel is, with trying to teach them how to sail and do stuff. Lubok and May both have their hands full, and well, the ship does appear to be very, how should I say it, cooperative. It's probably the smoothest sailing that you have ever had, May. Considering
I almost expected you to say that how corporeal Beryl is.
he's just like trans-dimensionalist experiencing his afterlife or previous life or current life. He's not quite sure yet. It depends on the amount of mushrooms.
Just
Yeah.
Just
is it even
another-
life?
Friday evening.
Yes,
I swear, if Beryl suddenly starts, to be or not to be against the skull, I'm gonna be like, okay, well, we've officially hit crazy territory.
I mean that's was like session 2, I think. But anyway, yes. So the day continues on, and the strange pack of wildlife that was tearing apart a whale has been left behind long since.
Mm-hmm.
And other than that, you can mostly see other boats in the distance, and the sun slowly nearing the horizon, and the sky and the sea getting darker and darker.
Should somebody go on?
It looks like we're getting close to harbour.
Not exactly close, but closer. You can see the mountains to the east more clearly now. The cloud peaks are very much closer to you.
East?
I'm sorry, like I was just thinking.
Oh no,
left,
no, wait, no, east actually.
but
Yeah,
east is also right. But wait, yes.
no,
East
yeah,
is still
yes,
right.
yeah,
and-
you're absolutely correct. I'm an idiot again.
I was just gonna let
And
them just figure it out. I'm like, okay, when
and
is he
port
gonna go?
side. And port side, but yes.
Yeah, port side.
And
Yeah,
east is still correct.
I really actually do mix up east and west a lot.
Oh yeah, continuously.
It happens.
Yeah.
Just
Well,
don't do that.
I mean, you can't stop me.
Yes.
Can't stop me now.
And
Don't
with this,
stop me now.
and with
And
this,
so what's up?
yes,
Yes.
and with this sunset, we leave Marpenoth behind and go into Ukthar, the rotting season, as autumn has finally claimed its hold over the world.
Oh no, my weakness.
Oh.
And overnight, all the trees just died.
Yes. Well, welcome. We suddenly turn this into a post-apocalyptic adventure. That's what we did, yeah.
Suddenly,
No,
radiation
no,
everywhere.
it's more like when the autumn, fall, whatever comes. That instead of little by little, all the leaves just.
Instantly, they just drop. Yeah, like boom, done. Bye, leaves.
Like a button press.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes, but leaving that behind. So, yeah. The night approaches, and you get all a mental note of I'm not sure how this will turn out, but dinner is served.
That sounds ominous.
Wait, did he say served or severed?
Yes.
Yes.
I swear, that is our standard answer.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
It's the only answer.
This is true.
Yep.
Yes. So, as you go down to the mess hall, you are met with a strange scent. It's hard to say if you have ever smelt a sweetened mashed potatoes before, and you're not quite sure what the boiled meat is doing there as well. But it looks like someone has seen food a few times and then tried to do that thing.
I'll be honest though.
Who
The way you're describing that, it just like that sounds like Dutch food, huh?
Do you have sweet mashed potatoes?
Yeah, we have those.
We do have them, yes. I mean, they also salt them generally, but yes, stewed beef and smashed potatoes is mashed potatoes is a thing. It's definitely a thing.
Yeah. I mean, it's that is also a thing in Sweden or such. But I mean, I'm guessing most part of the world. But
it's
you
so
usually
good.
don't have sugar in the mashed potatoes.
No, we don't either.
Yeah, we have salt.
Where is Leo when you need him?
Back in Soubar, I think.
No,
maybe.
not in Soubar.
My bread.
I was going to say, as far as you know, you still left him back at the Thornbolt house.
In before May leaves the campaign and Leo comes back.
Maybe?
Comes in riding a flying bowl of dragon soup.
Oh, right.
Ball with wings. What the fuck?
I've come up with a new recipe.
Oh, no.
This one even delivers itself.
Talking about fast food. Eh?
Leo just comes riding back with a flying ball of soup. Did you know magic was wild?
I found some things out.
Yes, it's not horrible. It's odd, but it's not horrible.
I have to roll a constitution for this one.
It's edible, so...
It's food.
Yeah, it's food. It's just it's basically strangely seasoned.
Yeah, Mika's not from around here, so...
You mean Mika's a picky eater, yeah?
Oh, God.
Yeah.
I mean...
It's...
It's something.
Did you make this yourself?
I was going to say, you don't see a copy of Athrod there, so you'd have to go and ask him. Or
We're sitting there by ourselves?
I assume that you were eating in the mess hall, or are you going to the officer's mess?
Oops.
No worries. That's why I was asking where you went.
Ah, my bad. And you see Mika just eating it and then hesitating a little bit, like... Yeah. Yeah. I'll cook next time.
Sure. Brun says, sure, and he just digs into the food. I'm like, it's a little weird, but he's okay with it.
You see him digging in.
He's just digging in.
It's possible, it just needs some
Salt.
different seasoning.
Salt.
Well, there's salt enough in the water.
Brun just goes and just gets a bucket of salt water from the ocean.
Needs more salt.
So, despite the oddity you're eating, is there anything else that you wish to share before the long rest? Since we're not exactly, I was gonna say we don't have all of the time today, so that's why I'm.
No, I got
asking
nothing in particular that I need to do.
Nope.
Yeah, Moon's just focused on reaching Athkatla at this point.
Yes.
Well, actually, Mika's glancing over at Bale, see how he's doing.
The arm is looking more flesh,
Or what?
More flesh colored.
less dark.
Okay, Bale, you all right? You want to tell me what that's all about? Mika just oh, sorry.
Yeah, that was something. I'm still a bit busy thinking it through. You know the dream you were telling me about?
Yes.
Yeah, well, it's a vision, isn't it?
Yes.
That's history.
Yes.
That means it's happened.
Mika just puts down her plates. Yes, I know.
Oh, good. That makes this a lot easier.
Mika just looks over at Brun and says to clarification, well, Brun actually sliced his arm open and passed out.
Bale, not
Barrel, not Brun.
I said Bale.
You said Brun.
You said
You
Brun.
said Brun.
Did I?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, oops.
No worries.
It's fine.
Brun
But meanwhile, on the other side of the ship, Brun was also going through some things.
I wouldn't know.
Only anyone knew.
I actually at this point wouldn't even know what those things are. He's probably just talking to like some water spouts coming by the ship or something. I don't know.
Bruin's always going through some shit. It's fine.
Exactly. See?
Yeah.
It'll be fine.
No reaction to the fact that he cut himself?
I haven't even what? He just looks at Beryl. Okay, what did you do now?
At this point, Moon's just sort of like it's par for the course with Bell.
Basically, Bert hadn't seen it yet because he's not exactly, overtly showing it off. And Brun's focused on his food.
I admit it wasn't the brightest idea I had, but the results were amazing.
So what did you see?
You remember that big ugly thing that brought that other ugly thing back to life?
Yeah, of course. Kind of hard to forget.
I saw him.
Oh.
What do you mean you saw him?
In the vision.
Oh.
You see, I've been having these visions because of the sword. And,
yeah, we got that.
Yeah, this one was slightly different, a bit more clarity in it. And it seems that a Charlon, that big red flying dragon, you know what a dragon is, right?
Yeah.
We fought one.
Ah, good. That makes this all a bit easier. He was fighting that other thing that we kind of saw.
Mm-hmm.
So it's connected, don't you see?
Yes, but how?
That is a strong dragon.
They're enemies, so maybe I was right in thinking we might be able to get an ally.
I mean,
yes, but
okay.
we still don't know what this thing is. Like, is us teaming up with a Shardlon going to be enough?
Beryl, what exactly did the dragon do in that dream? When when you saw that tentacly thing?
Oh, he was fighting it for quite a while, but he didn't seem to be doing too well. So he kind of flew away through the tree.
Okay, so riddle me this then. How do you think we can get it to fight something it already fled from? Because from what basically I get is that dragons can be real big. And if a big dragon already flew away from this tentacle thing, do you honestly think it would come along with us to help?
Yes.
Of course.
Have you ever run away from anything and then thought, you know what, I'm gonna go back?
Dragons, from stories at least, are known to be quite prideful.
Well, what about that green dragon? He came back after
No,
being defeated.
Another kind of return.
we kind of went to it, and I suspect it wasn't afraid of us to begin with.
I think what
No.
Mika was talking about was the fact that it's attacked in the past, it fled, and then came back. It promised
Exactly.
Cedril that it would return, and it did.
Yeah.
A revenge quest, is it?
Yes.
I mean, we can always ask, but considering it already fled once, I kind of know how Dragonborn think. Actual dragons is a different thing altogether.
Well, like I say, it's only
You
from
know
stories.
Dragonborn?
How do you think I speak Draconic? He says in Draconic.
Oh, we
If it
can
doesn't
always
work-
give money.
If it doesn't work, we can always kill a Chardalon and drink the blood. And so-
You go drink the blood. I like my wine.
Well, for me,
He may have been talking about the blade, to be fair, Mika. I don't think he's himself going to drink the blood.
I hope not.
oh, right, yeah, the blade. Yeah.
That makes okay. That was kind
Oh.
of worrisome.
But yeah, as I say, the stories at least. Obviously, my only encounter is Bloodbane, and he seems to back up the stories that dragons are prideful beings, and given the opportunity to maybe gain back some of that pride and remove a thorn from his side, seems like an easy win for us. Well, an easy partnership for us, I should say.
Oh, right, that was another thing. Yeah, I don't know what it was. I kind of fought it in the vision, but it was very strong. It wasn't a dragon. It was humanoid, I think. Probably not too strong. But it killed me. I mean, the other Thirst's previous wielder.
Oh, that's good to know.
That's not worrisome at all.
Yeah.
The tree man. You remember the tree man?
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, actually, no, I don't. Sorry.
Yeah.
I don't remember that.
Neither does Mika.
Yeah.
Actually, Mika.
Mika was there.
Oh, Mika
I
was
was there.
Yes, Mika.
Trying to drown out the thoughts.
I
Bald
remember.
snake and a tree man.
The problems of playing multiple characters.
Yeah.
It's only been my second one.
Well, multiple characters in the same campaign is what I mean, because obviously the player has different memories than the characters do.
Yep.
Oh,
Yeah, my character.
It's
Random.
Another thing, I almost forgot. It's possible that there's another weapon like Thirst in the vicinity of where we found that.
Oh?
Okay, that's what?
Our sister.
Mika just laughs and looks at Brun.
Bro just
Hey,
picks his
Brun,
nose.
you hear that?
You mean some kind of twin blade?
Yeah, that's a pretty good way of putting it. I'm not saying it's
Interesting.
still there. It's just that Thirst was kind of skewered into a tree, and trees don't go anywhere. But the other one, that wasn't far.
I mean, it's worth looking into. Thirst, it kind of worried us initially, but it's proving to be useful.
That thing is, that's back in Soubar, isn't it?
Yes.
We're kind of going the other way, so maybe another time.
Yeah, we could make a pit stop there on the way around. We seem to be making a fairly large circuit.
Can we go to the map for a second?
Of course. Grand Tour of Faroon.
And we're only exploring like a tiny part of it. Hang on. Okay, so that's where we are. That's where Soubar is. We're gonna be there. Where did the... Yeah.
We're going to the Giants Run Mountains, and
Yep.
then we were going to loop back around towards Baldur's Gate, which if we divert slightly, we could go to Soubar.
Yeah, basically go from here, go up, basically, and then travel back to Soubar. In theoretically.
Yeah, so just out of character again. So we arrived at Athkatla. We're going to Crimor. There's the tomb that Moon wants to go to, which is slightly south, but he doesn't know where, just in the area. Then from there, it would be going towards Giants Run Mountains.
And eventually...
a few things to do here, then we go over there, then go round, if that's still the plan.
Brun sort of just sighs and then he says like, well, I guess returning home for me is going to be out of the question for a while.
Hey.
Yeah, it's a lot further south.
Sorry, what did the girl say?
We have a flying ship.
Do we though?
Do we though? I mean, we can't just ask Athrod to ferry us everywhere. That would just be uncalled for.
Give and take.
No, we don't just say, hey, Athrod, take us here. We make an exchange. We pay for his services. We offer trade. We make it worth his while. That's what trade is about.
We become sky pirates.
I'm gonna say no.
That's not very tradesman-like.
Yeah, all Bell needs is an eye patch and his avatar would look perfect.
Suddenly we became Skies of Arcadia.
Yeah. Well, I guess I'm not ready then to go down south if people want to go back to Soubar.
In due time.
Well, we gotta prepare.
The way
Never know what's in Kelemshan.
Heat.
Yeah, the
Desert.
way I
Exactly.
the way I see it,
Hot women.
Literally.
if we hop over to Giants Run Mountains and then make our way back, we stop in Soubar, we have a look at some loose ends, and then we make our way back to Baldur's Gate, where we first met up with Athrod, and likely will again because it is a trading hub. And then from there, we go all the way down to Kelemshan. It's going to be faster than taking the road.
We could also get a cart.
Yeah, a cart's going to be slower than taking the road on horseback.
Well, but it's not going to be any less dangerous considering that Athrod's going to be, if we're going that far south, and Brun points at the Nilanther Isles. There you go. I have to wrap my tongue around that one.
You make a fair point. I didn't think of that.
We might be hunted by them. So, road or ship, we're going to be assailed by something.
Unless we hunt them.
You want to take on an entire base?
You're down on nose, mate. Let's not do that.
Let's get you better. Let's get Mika better. Let's...
If we go by the Giant's Run, get the dragon.
How are we gonna appease to him to help us?
I don't know.
Well, made just the points at Bell.
I'm sorry, what? I got lost by dragon and Giant's Run. I don't understand.
What about
about right.
What about that waterman? He might be able to help.
I mean, that's back in Candle Keep, and we still need to give him something from the keep before he would actually help us, I suspect.
We have a lot to do, don't we?
Yeah, and I'm very dubious about that idea because he didn't tell us what knowledge he wanted from the keep, and there's a lot of bad things in there. A lot of knowledge that probably shouldn't be revealed.
To be
We
fair,
can ask.
To be fair, I kind of want to go by there myself because I want to be more informed about the world. So, if that's the biggest source of knowledge, I want to spend some time there.
Oh, by no means am I saying don't go there. I'm just saying maybe don't help him without finding out more about what he wants first.
May pat Bruno on the shoulder. We need to teach you how to read.
I can read.
No, but properly read. Like, had to actually take the information in.
You mean study? Got it.
Yeah.
Try to comprehend what's happening.
Like, reading and understanding are two different things.
Yeah. I found that one out last time I tried finding information about elementals.
So what's first on our bucket list?
First Cremor, then the mountains, and I guess then Soubar, because I don't think Beryl would want to leave that sister blade of thirst. Ugh. He's sort of like visibly at saying the name out loud. They're in Soubar for too long.
Well, honestly, with what thirst can do, I don't think any of us want to leave it there unchecked.
I would totally leave it there unchecked. Thank you.
What about
I would much rather not have someone else have that kind of power, to be honest.
Just having flashbacks of Nigri just getting the hands of the blade. He's a blade dancer.
Yes, I was about to say.
Unlimited power!
God,
that would be the ultimate spoiler if he became a PC again.
Nigri comes out of the ruins.
Smoldering.
By the Grayskull!
Yeah, we
For
just
the honor of Grayskull! There you go.
Nigri, no, what have you done?
We turn back up in Soubar and she's just...
power!
We turn back up in Soubar and she's just like, so I got this blade and then we all die.
Yep.
You fool!
It needs blood and you guys are the perfect targets. And then the entirety of Soubar's just dead already. And
we go back to Soubar, there's just a giant wall around it.
the only part, like we get through the wall and all we see is Nigri and Leo like opposite sides of a road, weapons drawn.
Oh great!
And the rest is death and burned to.
Yeah.
Okay, we're giving Drought too many ideas.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It's not like I've already thought basically all of this. I mean, peek behind the curtain.
We're gonna build a wall, and the monsters are gonna pay for it.
Oh God.
I was gonna say, peek behind the curtain now, a year of the facts and a different character. The first rusted blade was basically intended for Nigri.
No, are you kidding me?
Thirst was intended for Nigri, huh?
That was over a year ago now, but yeah.
Ah, no! Oh, I could have such an interesting character.
And this is why you don't instantly leave him behind.
Oh my God! Oh no!
Yeah, this is why you make things work, and that's why I.
Oh, this hurts me so many ways.
I mean, I honestly, I thought above game. I thought about giving up Brun once because I thought I was getting in the way of a number of characters being who I was, and Drop talked me out of it.
Yeah, I am not a fan of switching characters because you can usually create such interesting group dynamics with what you already have, and the more history you have, the more like stake in the plot and in your allies, the better you can have a dynamic and actually make something that can matter.
Yeah,
and that's exactly what happened with me.
Sometimes things happened. I wasn't too that invested in with Leo, but the house was kind of the straw that broke the camel's back, basically. Especially with the actions of Moon and Brun and whatnot, like seeing this as a threat and like, no!
Put a leash on it.
Yes.
I mean, also his HP was just ridiculously bad.
Well,
yeah.
But no, it's a.
I mean, could have turned him into an archer.
It was going to that direction, but it still didn't really help.
Yeah.
But basically, it was the culmination of all manner of things.
Which is, I was going to say, since we are basically discussing not meta, but the nature of campaigns.
Anyways, let's continue.
Yes,
I was going to say one last thing about that, but yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
Basically, considering now that we have been playing for over a year, and you have seen how much I have tied everything back into itself, how much has gotten paid off yet. Think of everything that has not yet gotten paid off.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's character stories alone. Just character stories alone. Like, holy crap. The entirety of what Barrel's doing is tying into that squid monster. I am not entirely sure where Mika's going yet. Moon, I mean, he's got his brother.
Neither do I.
I mean, he's got his brother in Grimoire, and that's probably got, like, all kinds of threads going from that. And May's got, like, a lord that, well, not anywhere near us right now, but that's going to be interesting. Also, crew that she's trying to find. And then there's the idiot barbarian, who's got a father that is not entirely human. So, yeah.
For May, it was that she already had levels, which means she's had experience, which means a lot of history.
Mm-hmm.
It would have been different if she was just level 1.
Yeah. That's actually helped Moon a lot because he joined late. I've been able to like fudge a bit of the backstory a bit more than you would normally be able to because of like experience that you would have gained at that point.
Yep.
So that's helped a lot. That's literally what's made his character able to work for me.
And I try to work with everyone to make what they want kind of within the realms of reason.
Yeah. Anyways, onwards.
Yes.
We kind of went in a tangent there.
Yeah, that's fine. I mean, it happens. I mean, it's good that we all talk about this.
So...
Well, Bear was sitting there in silence, waiting for everyone to be like, I have no idea what you're going on about. That doesn't make any sense.
Yes, right, with Bear and Visions and Dragons.
No real reason to go to South. Not yet. Yet we need more information.
Besides, we
all in due time.
Also, didn't we just find only that sword of yours down there?
Well, did you look everywhere? Like, did you definitely investigate the entire?
We like rested
Enclave.
in that. We rested in that room though. In that one room.
That's not the same as looking, Brian.
I mean, spending a lot of time somewhere, you do notice things. I mean, I know I can't see in the dark all that well, but still.
You weren't looking for anything specific,
And also, like I say, did you was the entire enclave one room, or was it a network of rooms? Did you see everything?
No, we pulled out at some point, I believe. I think we could have gone even further down. We decided to go back up, I believe.
Bro just pinches his nose. I'm probably gonna regret getting the answer, but Beryl, could you ask your sword about what the other one is like? Because Thirst... I hate saying that. Thirst drinks blood. I'm very worried about the other one.
Well, the other one also drinks blood.
Of course it does.
That's a blood sword.
Yep.
Maybe it just rubs her hands together and say, I'd like to... If possible.
What kind of sword is it?
A very sharp one.
No, I mean, Belle, you and I both know swords. What kind of sword is it?
It's a sword that most likely changes its appearance according to the wielder, much like Thirst.
Sounds interesting, right?
It sounds
Definitely
worrying.
does sound interesting.
It sounds worrying.
Well, Beryl seems to be fine.
Yeah, but for how long? He just cut himself with a blade, and it looks... Jeez, that even looks real bad. Are you okay?
Never better.
It looks better than what I noticed yesterday.
Insight.
Well, earlier, sorry.
Better. I feel like rolling an insight on that, because holy crap, Brun's just like, what?
Or medicine?
Medicine would be more basically trying to gouge a wound's state.
11.
It doesn't really look that good. It's healing. It's not bleeding anymore, but that grayish, darker coloration is not really something that is indicating anything good in a wound. It seems like the arm has been almost anemic or cooled down to almost frostbite range temperatures. It's strange, because you know that he's not been in any colder areas than you.
Brun goes to his bunk and grabs one of the healing potions and hands it to Beryl. Drink this. That wound does not look good.
If you insist.
2d4 plus 2.
It's probably magic.
I figured I'd let Beryl roll for the healing. There you go. How does the wound look now, though, after one healing potion?
It's still the same.
See, this is why I don't like those blades. Apparently there's more now. He sort of looks exasperated at that.
Oh yeah, there's probably a lot more.
Please don't tell me that kind of stuff. I just thought the world was nicer than that, but oh, right. No, it's not.
There's dragons, right? How many dragons do you think there'll be?
I don't know. I never went out in the world and counted them.
Look, Brune, at the end of the day, either these blades get found by people we don't know with dubious intentions that potentially use them to upset the balance of the surface, or we find them, we know exactly what they're going to be used for, and we can keep them under control. Or try to.
The problem with every weapon is that it is, essence is a tool for destruction, and this is in part why I stopped making them.
It's also part of protection. And saving lives.
It is, but it also depends on how you basically use them.
Exactly my point. We know how they will be used if we hold them. We know whether they will be used for defense or to exact ill will on others. We know whether they will be used to wage war or not.
But then you're also foregoing the obvious, and he points at Beryl, and especially the arm. I mean, Beryl's gotten smarter, that's good, but he also has a blade that talks to him and gets him to cut himself with it.
He chose to do that. I doubt the blade made him do it.
Do we? Do we know that?
You don't know, but I have a strong hunch.
You can believe what you want. But in order to get this information, the board needs to be stronger, eh?
Just, you understand though, right, that I am not happy about a blade that sucks you dry of blood and that asks you to cut yourself with it, Beryl?
Nobody's asking you to be happy, Brune.
Okay, fine. At least that's recognized. Thank you. And he sits back down.
We're just asking you to understand the intention and motivation.
My worry is that the blades will eventually corrupt us. That is the worry I have.
It's okay to be cautious, I suppose. Mika mentions. She says, but you talking to clouds and water and lightning is a little worrisome sometimes as well, Brum. But
if there's anything I've learned of that, though, is that nature is just nature, and it's not favoring anything in over something else. It's just is.
Well, it's favoring you.
I mean, if you want to get into nature, nature is the most destructive force on the planet.
Also brings literally life forth out of everything. Just
death.
So does magic.
Yeah.
But nature in that sense is balanced, and this I'm not sure if it's balanced. That's why I'm worried.
Well, life and death
nature isn't necessarily balanced. You'd like to think it is, but it's not necessarily balanced.
Mika just leans back in her chair.
As long as my worries are noted, I'm already outvoted, so, and I can't leave you people just to die on your own.
Don't worry, Brun. We'll keep this working somehow.
He just sighs and just hangs his head. Clearly the only one who has this opinion of worry about that blood-drinking sword.
The way I see it,
pats him on the back.
The way I see it, people say that knowledge is power. That's not strictly true. Understanding is power. Knowledge is deadly.
If used correctly.
That's why understanding is power. If you understand what the power can do, you have the power to use it as benefits either yourself or the world, whatever your intentions are. But just knowing things, it ruins everything for everyone.
The kitty gets it.
You catch out a bit.
I said, the kitty gets it. That's why we be going to the mountains. For understanding.
Well, first we're gonna help out the kitty. He just looks at Moonpoint like I'm sorry about that. But yeah, no offense to Athrod, of course. I'm not even sure if Athrod's in the room.
You are apparently discussing this in the mess hall, not the officer's mess. So
Yep.
no, he's not.
Okay, so yeah, it's like I mean, no offense to Athrod, but I would like to get off this boat at some point.
We will shortly. It's only a few more hours.
Oh well. He just finishes his plate, cleans it up off, and just gets up just to go back to the deck. I need some time to think. And he's out of the room.
And Belle gets another serving of sweet potatoes. This is some gourmet shit.
Yeah, Mika's just in the chair, just thinking. Brun's got a point. We have to be careful. I'm more worried about Brun's mental. He stops for a moment. He's like, nah, can't blame him. He's got a lot going on with not being who he thinks he is, and he should probably. He looks at the people who are in the room. Did he tell you about his past? Any of you?
Sorry, I'm zoned out a little bit there. Who are we talking about?
Have any of you asked?
About his past.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, whose past? I zoned out. I missed what was said.
Oh, Run.
Oh,
I mean, I know I have a soothing voice, but.
Ah, yes. Let Narathan talk you to sleep.
To respond to. Somewhat. I haven't gotten the full picture, but I have spoken to him about it.
He's pretty traumatized by past events, as we all can tell.
Well, to be fair, he kind of gets traumatized by everything, but yeah.
Yeah, he's. We should. Yeah, I'll keep an eye out on him, but I understand his discomfort with weapons. Yeah, although he made them himself as well. I mean, he is a good man.
Yeah, I get it, but he needs to get past it. He needs to not be governed by actions of the past. He needs to move on and accept that he can control what we run into. He is strong enough to make the right decision.
Yeah, we should. She looks at the moment at the ceiling like, somebody needs to help him from time to time. I'm not sure if I'm the right person for that.
May grunts and rises up from the table and walks after Brun.
Oh, I guess the problem solved itself.
I've been trying. I've had conversations with him, but you can only say so much. You need to actions need to be taken rather than spoken.
Mika is the basic like, well, someone should do something.
I wonder who it could be.
Dr. Moon,
Well,
on the
what about
case.
you?
Or Dr. Bear.
What
Or
about
Doc-
you? No, definitely not me. I got bigger problems. Like myself.
Mamie Sunblossom, reporting for duty.
So I heard you got a problem.
Oh, fuck.
That's me done.
That's me going after Brun, apparently.
Yep.
I can.
Yeah.
While you are doing that, you can also, if you wish, use the tools at your disposal and write like 1, 2 question mark 3. Like if you want to keep a kind of like travel plan. So
That
you
would
if
be
in
kind of
case you feel
helpful.
like so you can just use the toolbar to the left and use freehand or text or whatever and just write if you wish.
There you go. 1.
Can I?
Technically 1.
Oh, right.
Textual.
Yeah, can I
Probably should give
edit
another
the
color.
quest log?
Excuse me.
The
What?
quest log hasn't been updated in
Yeah.
forever.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I know, but what I mean is we can, rather than using it for quests, we can use it as a
Oh, yeah, where we going?
Travel map.
as a
Yeah.
travel log.
Should I? Do you want me to just
Oh.
give you all editing power over it, or
Sorry.
should I just?
Just make a travel log.
Or make a new one, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just make a travel log. Easy enough.
Either one works.
I'd like to personally keep the quest log as a thing, because as stuff gets added on, it's
Yeah, that's good.
Well,
So
it needs to be updated first.
Yeah, I now that I have a vacation, I might spend another month doing that.
no.
I mean, I spent 4 hours summarizing all of our years long
Yep.
quests.
Yeah, you did, and that was amazing, by the way. It's a little help for if people are like, who the heck are these people and what the heck happened? And I could be like, here you go, there's a nice little log that our DM wrote out of the kindness of his heart.
I'm writing in the travel log now.
Alrighty, I will let you type. In the meantime, shall we? Apparently May went after Brun.
Yep. Still.
Yeah, Moon's gonna go up the crow's nest and attempt to meditate and contact his patron because he needs one bit of information that he kind of forgot to ask last time. That's kind of crucial.
Yes.
And it's funny because Brun and I did it. Brun and Moon have tried talking about it several times, but every single time they got interrupted. But yeah, Brun is currently just back at a spot he seems to have favored it out over the on the starboard side of the ship, where he's just looking out. In this case, towards the land.
Yes, and since we are now using, do you want to continue writing, looking at the big map, or should I drag us over to the boat?
Big map is better, I think.
Okay, I'll just keep it here then. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, we can theory of the mind the rest of it. We know what it's about.
Yep. Mabe goes next to Brun and starts talking. So what's your issue this time?
You sure are one for subtlety, aren't you?
The one for what?
Subtlety. It's.
I'm at loss of words. I kind of know what I'm trying to say, but
Oh, Mike, while you're typing, could you mute yourself?
translating is.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't realise it was being picked up. Using
worries.
Yeah,
that.
it's fine.
No worries.
About as subtle as you are with magic.
It's the magic thing is because it's a little deeper than just not liking magic. It's about
You fear it.
I don't understand it, and
Therefore you fear it.
it's not necessarily fear it. Is that it's because I don't have any control over it. Apparently, well, apart from the lightning and the fire, I have no direct understanding of how to control it, and past experiences have taught me that something I do not really have direct control over or just blindly trust can come back to bite me.
There are always things you cannot control, Ron.
You're saying that to the wrong person. But no, something that can just be employed by somebody through sheer force of will. I mean, and I now can do the same thing in a sense, and it just, I don't understand it, and I need to. Before, when I was just still working back down in Kalmshan, I didn't have to deal with magic. There were other people around me working for the vizier that I served that knew magic, and they were good people and just did good things with it. But I also saw, as I traveled northward, people misusing it and using it for their own gain, and in retrospect, the vizier, in a sense, probably also did. I just... And then not being clever enough or understanding enough to be able to work with it, it's just... It bothers me. Not, like, it's not fear, because I've had to deal with, like, mages whilst traveling before, and nothing ever really seemed to be able to stop a fist to the face, you know? But, I see more powerful things these days, and a lot of it I can't do something about, and that is what worries me.
May just sighs a deep breath and mentions, "Magic's magic. What's so scary about it? The way it can do seemingly anything it wants?
Yeah.
So what are you going to do about it?"
Learn about it, and then stop.
Why?
Because apparently I'm part magic, and if I don't understand what I am and what I'm doing, then I might hurt somebody. Look at the file. You weren't there for that, were you? No, you weren't.
Or what?
Right. You've seen me use lightning, right?
Uh-huh.
That comes up when I let something inside me just cut loose, and I get real mad, and nothing really hurts as much as it should. At least not when it's like physical damage. Like anything that's not physical damage, just that gets problematic. I, along with a friend of mine, well, actually a friend of ours, Leo, we got taken out by spiders that just poisoned us. But that lightning shooting thing, it started off as fire.
When you mentioned got taken out by spiders, May just chuckles a bit.
Yeah, I guess in hindsight it's funny, but trying to fight like 6 giant spiders and just not being able to punch hard enough or hit them hard enough to take them down, that's scary. There's a scary world out there. I started off full of confidence walking out into here. I got better as I traveled, and and then I saw things that could take me out, just like I took out other things. And I realized how weak I was. And then when I got real mad...
When Bron mentioned on how weak he was, May grabs him by the collar and drags him closer and mentions again, "So what are you going to do about it?"
Gee, okay, get stronger. It's the only thing I can do. That's what I usually
And
always
then
did.
what?
Help where I can. I mean, I know I can't be everywhere. I mean...
May, let's go. You have it. It's no use trying to ponder about things. The important thing is what you're doing about it. The problem is not the problem is how to solve the problem.
Huh? He just looks really confused at that.
May just pinches the area between his eyes.
Her.
What's left of it with his fingers and mentions her. Right, my bad.
No
Anyways, and mentions silently, "You know, there isn't a drop of magic. Not a drop.
Mm-hmm.
Yet both of my parents were impressive scholars, extremely talented in all manner of magics. There isn't a single drop of that in me."
You said so, yeah.
So what are you so afraid of?
Not having control.
And what are you going to do about it?
Well, I already found out that I can shoot lightning in a far more controlled way than I can use the fire.
And there you have it.
I'm learning. I know that
The
much.
problem is not the problem. The problem is solving the problem.
It's still a weird way of putting it, do you know that?
No, it's not. Just, I just feel like you Westerners haven't been really taught how to think. You think, but you don't think.
I wouldn't be able to tell you because I'm not exactly, I mean, I'm not, okay. I'm kind of contradicting myself here, but I just say that for the sake of argument half the time. I'm not, like, smart, you know? But I know things, and I'm not, like, stupid either. It's just that whenever something gets overly complicated, it just takes me far longer to figure out what's going on. I mean, I get there, eventually. But that doesn't make me the best thinker on the planet, I suppose.
You don't have to understand solve it. You just have to understand the problem.
Brun reaches into this little pack and gets out the little bronze puzzle. Well, I guess then this might be a good way to teach myself. And he shows it to me.
May tries to fiddle with the puzzle box a bit. Is that a int check?
I think straight up int, but Dropnir is currently muted as we're doing this.
Yeah, because basically, I was going to say share creaking like the boat, but yes, to try and investigate that cube as well is another untrained inst.
Dang, 17, not bad.
And that's with a modifier of 0.
Brun's at -1, so you know.
Yeah.
Yes. As said, you begin to be able to twist and turn a few parts of its panel and creak and twist, and you feel that you're making headway. You're still not opening it. You still can't really get it open properly, but you feel that you've gained more of an understanding of it. This almost hot piece of bronze in your hands.
And May twists and turns it a bit, making some headway, but not to the end, and hands it back to Bron and says that if puzzles and locks are meant to be opened, if you think about it that way, the pieces fall together sooner or later.
Well, that's kind of why I picked it up. It seemed interesting. So, what do I have to roll myself to understand what May just did? Because we are still talking about Brun.
Basically, if you want to understand what she did, you can just say that if you were looking at investigation, because you're basically trying to study how she tried to go about using
16! Yay, there you go, Brun! Woo!
Yeah, so next time you try and do that, you will have advantage on your attempt.
Awesome.
And how I fluff it is basically May just looking it all over from all angles, and then slowly with her fingers trying to twist and turn pieces together, like taking a good long look at it and then patiently starting to twist and turn it.
Can Brun try an unskilled int check to see if he can continue now that he's gotten like an example?
Yeah.
Alrighty.
And that's your advantage then.
There's my 2.
I mean, May is sitting next to Brun. You can see him start to basically undo some of the progress that you have done.
Oh, no, that not.
I think I made it worse, didn't I? I am so happy it's not the nat 1 though. Holy crap, that would have probably broken it.
May just
back to square one.
Scratches her head and mentions.
Sorry.
I think I know where the problem is. You're a blacksmith, right?
Yes.
What is your thought process when you're smithing?
Well, it depends. The last few years I've only made armor, and basically the idea of that was always working from the inside out, because you're making he basically goes into in a long rant about how to make a breastplate and artwork and the like for that. Because he can do that too if he wanted to, just never really had the inclination to do so. But he starts working at the problem from the inside out and explains that to May in all kinds of details that probably will at some point bore her.
When he mentions inside out, May just throws her arms like, how is that different?
I don't know. This is definitely going from the outside in. I just...
May just has a look like, you goddamn idiot.
Sorry.
And then she just, after mention, says that it seems to me that for any of these kinds of things, you just have a severe lack of concentration.
You're probably not wrong.
You see the thing, but you have no understanding how to gain understanding of it.
Yeah, that sounds about right. This is why I'm hanging on to this, because maybe it'll teach me something in time.
Better.
Either way, it's just a puzzle box, and if I break it, oh well. At least I tried. I'm sorry, mate.
Do or do not. There is no try.
That sounds oddly wise. Is that a quote?
It might be. My master told me that all the time when I was in the excuse of trying. It's less that you're trying, it's just when you say you're trying, it usually means you're not trying enough. You're not putting entirety of your being into it.
Well, I've always worked with my hands, not so much with my head. So I'm learning that as well as we're going.
So let your hands do the work.
Huh.
This puzzle box was put together so that it could be opened. Then it got locked. It's not the head that made those. It's the hands.
Huh. Can Brun try again? With that thought in mind?
You have all of the evening ahead of you, so yes.
Okay, well, he's gonna try one more time. 14. Well, at least there's not getting worse anymore.
Fiddling with it, and with some of the progress that May had managed to do before you undid most of it, you fiddle with it, and you suddenly crank one part to the side, and almost like
Ooh.
a brass flower, the puzzle box opens, and from inside you can see a small, how to describe it? It looks like a small fairy, almost, made of brass,
Oh.
that looks up at you. Like, that seems to be looking upwards, sitting on this platform, and from within you can hear a slow, melodic melody starting to play. And this music is...
Go.
It's hard to place. It sounds oddly familiar, like a melody you heard at some time during your childhood. You can feel your stomach rumble and turn at this melody, and you can feel this brass metal in your hand heating up slightly as you're holding it, as this melody plays. And May, you can see the slight shimmer of heat around Brun as he listens to this melody. This reminds you of a song that your mother sang to you when you were a child.
Huh. This is... Huh. I'm sorry, just he looks down to me. Do you hear that?
Yes. I'm not deaf.
I know, but magic. He basically says it. I don't know if you heard or if you're hearing this, but my mother used to sing this to me. Like years ago. Is the fairy doing anything?
It's sitting there, basically looking up. It seems to be basically like a bronze, small brass statuette of a fairy or an elf woman. It's hard to say really, but this winged little petite creature is obviously supposed to illustrate some kind of performer, singer.
Brun gently touches it.
And
it breaks. What?
I said gently touches it.
The fairy turns, and another melody starts playing. A more upbeat, faster melody. And again, this reminds you of something else, but the memory is not a woman's voice singing it. It's a odd, gravelly, not a bad voice, but a long distant one of a try to describe it well, a coarse, rougher voice, but it's not the unpleasant voice. It fills you with a feeling of familiarity, like you have heard this voice sing to you this song as well.
Do I understand what the words are?
The song this music box is playing has no words,
Okay.
but this memory, you now know that it was sang in Igna's whatever
The fire
memory.
language.
Yes.
Ignan.
Yes, exactly, Ignan.
Basically another offshoot of Primordial, basically, I suspect.
Yes.
Brun tries to say the lyrics out loud, just sort of sing along with it, to see if...
Roll a history check. Yep.
Mumbling them. Oh, that's an 8 to not 20 to the side, though! Ah, dang it!
Yeah, but just gonna say, don't worry too much. As you're sitting there, basically stuck in this memory, you feel something that you have not felt in over 20 years. You can almost feel your parents' arms around you as you were cradled in there between them. You remember the hot feeling emanating from your father. You remember the gentle caress of your mother as she was holding you near and they were singing together. And for a moment you can feel completely at ease. Your doubts, your fear, your worries, your pent-up emotions of your past, everything seeming to be washed away in this caress of the music as the words cling through your head about a song of a city of brass, of marvels of metals, and of the always blazing sun, and of how the family will always stand together despite the heat blasting down.
Brun sort of sits down on the deck and just listens gently to the music. I'm sorry, just memories just flooding back of things I don't even think I ever remembered.
May pats Brun on the shoulder and heads down again.
He's gonna sit there and just listen to this and just be completely at ease, like completely, not just looking out over the clouds, but just enjoying the calm.
And unless anyone else has anything they want to do during the night, we can transition.
Yes.
Yep.
Moon wanted to try and contact his patron again because there's one bit of information he wanted to ask.
I wonder what that might be.
It's definitely something that you have no idea what it is.
Yes, so considering the time span we have, I'm not even going to have you to roll. You spend a fair bit of time in meditation and trying to reach out. But after a time over the wind, you can hear the familiar voice.
Oh, actually, I've just remembered. Sorry.
Yeah.
Last time I said that I was going to meditate, and this was when we got attacked by the Githyanki, and I never got to do it.
Yes.
I wasn't trying to contact my patron. I was trying to focus on the wind energy inside me and see if I could contact Jan.
Mm-hmm. Is that what you want to try to do now first?
Yes. Try and do
Then
that
you're
instead.
going to need to make a fairly difficult Arcana check.
Yes, I guess.
It might not even be possible. Let's see.
Well, I've got a +3, so
That means that it might be. No!
Oh, natural one! Ow!
nope.
Wow.
Nope.
Ow!
Not even close.
Did he get socked in the face for his insolence?
No, but I mean, the closest you get to that Jan thing is that you break some wind.
Just a blood vessel in my arse pops and then the wind comes out of it.
Oh, no. Well, that settles that.
Yeah, concentrated a bit too hard there.
I don't think that was concentration.
No.
I think that was constipation.
No, it was concentration just in the wrong place.
Well,
Yeah, in which case he would then attempt to contact his patron.
Yes, so again over the wind, very familiar to you, voice creeping. So very close to your goal. Athkatla not far off now, it seems. Have you changed your minds about the waterfall in Cloud Peaks?
No, not at the moment. We, like I say, things may change in the future. We'll see. But what I wanted to ask, you told me that there was a fragment down in the tomb to the south of Primor.
Yes, one of my sources had managed to divine such a location.
Do you know where this tomb is? Because otherwise we're just going to sort of be running around blind, pretty much. I mean, there's going to be more than one tomb. Tombs are not exactly uncommon.
She is quiet for a moment, and then you hear an hour's travel from the Drover's Gate along the road, heading off from the road to the east to a small hill. There in a quarry you will find a entrance. But I warn you that you should be a bit prepared before you head down there. I have a feeling that Ogremosh did not leave this shard unguarded.
That's a name that I've not heard of before.
You have heard parts of it before.
Have I? I don't remember.
Yes. The entity that I and Jan fought against together.
Oh!
His cultists.
Right, okay. I forgot about that name. Okay.
Out of character, you maybe want to write that down.
Yeah. So I've got that bit. Right, so how do I spell it? How do I spell the name?
I'm going to give you it now. Ogremosh.
Okay.
Ogremoch. If you're going for more of a Dutch pronunciation, all sort of mixed in with English.
Ogremosh pit.
Ogremoch.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, I've noted that down now.
Yes, and I have a little update for you regarding a previous conversation.
Oh.
You had mentioned the storm that you were stuck in and asked if that was our joint acquaintance.
Yes, it gave way to some Githyanki, actually. Oh no, sorry, she's talking about a different storm. Okay. my brain's in two different places now. Okay,
yeah.
I'm caught back up.
Yes.
Yeah.
And yes, it was a part of him, not the one that you had met. The shards had yet to meet.
Right, so that is another fragment of his power that has been released.
Yes, but from what I've heard of him now, he has joined with himself again.
Right. So, if he were to encounter him again, he would know of those events.
Yes.
Okay.
And from my understanding, if you use our joined power to break his crystal prison, the new person would also know that at least somehow you are part of having helped other versions of him set free.
Okay.
Since you are imbued with at least part of his power.
I've been making assumptions about this, but he attacked one of my party members, but like I say, I've been making assumptions. I assumed that that was most likely due to the fact that she attacked me after I'd released him, so I just gathered that it was a sort of protection, a protective act. Do you have any knowledge that could confirm that? Because that might be useful to know to help my party understand certain actions.
It is very likely that he saw that act of aggression as something that should be dealt with in a potentially non-permanent manner.
I gathered as much. Okay. You've, as always, been very helpful. Thank you for that.
And I am waiting your arrival in port. It is time.
It is indeed. You'll see payment soon enough.
Good. As the voice fades away with the wind.
And then Moon's just going to stay in the crow's nest and keep watch.
Okay.
You will hear the sound of the music box from Brun down below.
Will I at 80 feet?
You have a redonkulous perception.
Yep.
Very true.
Like I said, kitty ears, man.
I'm just thinking it's at 80 feet on the sea with potentially wind taking the sound away.
While true, you still have a redonkulous perception.
Yeah. So. also advantage because
that is included in the redonkulousness when it goes to passive.
Yep.
Moon is entering Lord of the Rings level elf.
Yep. Why do you think I gave him the shield? He can make more use out of it.
Feats, man.
Exactly.
Kitty radar.
Just pick the right ones.
I mean, I have one in mind for a thief, but that's later. Anyway, that's not okay. Yeah. Hello, keen mind and prestidigitation. Haha.
Yes. So, if there's nothing else now, we can let night progress into day, and slowly but surely approach port.
Yay!
And with that, wrap up today's session.
Cool.
As the party in the distance can see a rather beautiful city
of Athakatla.
Yes.
Hey, Brune.
What?
Last one to shore owes the other guy 2 gold.
Ha! Brune just jumps off and already starts swimming.
Yep.
Yeah.
Moon follows.
Yeah. But as said, at that point we can leave for today's session.
Also, one last athletics check, see who wins.
Yeah, it's going to be you, obviously.
I mean, you have a swim speed, right?
Yeah.
What's your swim
speed? You have an athletics score.
We can try anyway. My luck might be terrible. I might hit a rock as I dive down.
It is all true.
Oh, not bad. Not bad for a -1.
Yeah. Athletics 21. Woo!
This is right.
This reminds me of your video games.
Valiant effort, but no cigar.
2 goals for me.
TLDR, this was when they were playing roulette, put everything on one number, and then, everything on 21, and they had missed completely, but then they hit that precise 21 and struck into the millions, the cash.
Damn.
So it became just a noise of 21! Suck my dick! and it became a meme.
I get it. But yay, 2 gold win.
Maximilian Dude and Yo Video Games is one of my favorites.
Fair enough. But okay, Athkatla, we're finally here, 3 sessions in. Holy crap.
Yeah.
That was like a day per freaking session. Holy crap.
Yep.
No.
Well,
Kind
kind
of
of.
really.
Though.
It
Not
was
really,
basically
but-
a week for
Yeah.
the trip.
True.
But yeah. So you all will gain a bit of XP for this because you have gained some information, you have done some character growth and learned a bit more about yourself and your pasts and
One.
world at large.
You have 1 XP. Woo!
No. You will gain, let's see here, I had written it up.
4,000. What?
How did you know? No, but
It's almost
For-
like a plant level up.
yeah, no, not yet.
Also, I think full health again and full hit dice.
Yes.
Cool.
Lovely.
And you will all gain 500 EXP for this session.
Alrighty, that's 19,630. Got it.
Yep.
Yes. And you can probably end the stream there.
Yep, folks, thank you so much for watching. If you did, of course, don't forget to like, follow, subscribe. And with that all being said, we'll catch you guys tomorrow for Zelda. And with that all being said, next time. See ya.